Holly today at Cultivate Design Company, and I'm so super excited. Look at this gorgeous thing at the front on Bay Terrace in Wynnum, and here we are. And I can't wait to talk to Holly about everything. Welcome everyone to the Bahari Bay chat room. Today I have Holly Bambridge from Cultivate Design Co on Bay Terrace in Wynnum, and this is the most stunning shop you'll ever walk into. We have homewares, gifts, food, smelling salts.
We do have smelling salts.
And yeah, because you're my only wholesaler. That
Stockist.
Stockist, yeah.
You're the wholesaler.
I'm the wholesaler. I've got to learn all this. I'm so very new to it all. I love it. So welcome, and thank you so much for taking the time. We're here early before you open, so I really appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, lovely. So tell everybody about this beautiful space that you've created.
Basically, I have a passion for design and beautiful things, and I studied design, so this is just, I think I'm playing with pretty things. So we started off small and we've just grown and put everything into the business, and we've been going for 5 years now.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And you can really tell that this isn't just a sort of quick flash sort of buy the what's in at the moment sort of thing. The things that you have in this shop are, it's like every single piece has been personally picked by you to come into this shop.
Well, yeah, I guess when you say it like that, it has. I guess
you can tell. You can, when you walk in, your eye just gets drawn to each little corners, little things, and the way that you have it set up it's magnificent.
Oh,
so the design part, what was that you said?
I have a design degree.
Yes.
In the background.
All right.
So yeah, I did graphic design many years ago.
That's your eye coming into things.
Yeah, so I do have the innate sort of basic design.
Yeah,
I've lost my words.
Yeah. No, you're right. But it also the creativity
but I just
comes into it.
I know the design basics, and I just find that actually applies to it in life to a lot more than we actually really aware of. Mm-hmm. So design makes things functional. So I saw a quote on Instagram actually, and it was, art is beautiful things, but design are beautiful things with a function. So, that's the distinguishing difference, and we often overlook the fact that design is the stuff that actually makes things work for us, and it's supposed to make life easier. So that's
really good.
Yeah, it's not just a pretty thing, it actually has a purpose.
Yeah.
So
lovely.
Yeah.
And so you what would be your main customer that comes through the door here?
Varied, to be honest. I mean, we're in a suburban location, so it tends to be very community-minded. But we actually, and I like it because we start getting men coming in, which means that you're not just a polarised little gift shop. So I like that, because men, they have to find something, without being stereotypical, they have to find something that grabs their interest.
Yeah.
So to actually be appealing to a bit broader is actually quite exciting.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And do you get people, like I know that I come in and ask you for like home decorating tips and that sort of thing, with the big picture that I got for my bedroom, which I just love. So you're doing that sort of thing as well?
Yes, yeah. I'm not aggressive with advertising it, but yeah, I do interior design and decorating consultations behind the scene, and I'm often doing it in store. So if people come in to buy a cushion, we're pulling apart the shelves and trying to create the perfect story for them so that they can take it home and it's going to work for them. Yeah. So yeah, gorgeous. I usually end up asking a lot of invasive questions. But the whole idea is, it's counterintuitive for someone to take something home that they're not going to like, or it's not going to work. Yeah. So if I can help in that process and they leave happy, and when they get home they're happy, then that's a good
I
thing.
keep thinking back to, just personally, because I can't speak for anybody else, but we were trying to work out cushions for my bed. Yes. And so that's just been an ongoing process, and trying to bring in that colour, whereas now we've worked out it's actually not colour, it's got to be
texture.
white, it's texture.
Yeah.
I need all that texture around.
But sometimes too, you can't appreciate that until you see it. So, until you see the colour on your bed and go, oh, but, you come back to me and say, but it's not working. It's got okay, let's try this. That's maybe why it's not working. So, because there's many elements that have to work together in a room. It's not about picking out one object and going, oh, I love this object. If you're actually putting a room together, it's about keeping it in context. And you have to design as a whole. So you have to think about all the other elements.
Yeah, the whole room sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, that's why I can see big picture on some things, but for that sort of stuff, no. I can't, I can pull because I've got so many different things that I pull in. And sometimes that doesn't work with that, but then sometimes breaking the rule does work.
Yeah. Oh, look, breaking the rule is often the way to get there. But you do have to know the rules in the first place to know how to break them. Otherwise, they're just happy accidents. So you never know what you're doing. But, sometimes it's trial and error too. Not everything works, and people's lifestyles and people's houses are a result of their lifestyle. There's so many different factors that come down to how people's homes are their homes. So my main thing is to make it a lovable and livable space for them to live in. So for me, it's not about turning their house into a show home. It's about making it, because most people have things in their house that they love and they're not going to keep that their grandma gave them all that this. And in an ideal world, if you were interior designing a room, you might not have those things in there, but the fact is that most of us have those things. And so it's about finding them, knowing what they want to achieve and helping them achieve that by working with what they've got, and then hopefully using my little bit of experience and knowledge to help add the right pieces in so that it works for them.
It does work.
So slowly.
Very good. It's brilliant what you do. I just love it.
It's not brilliant.
I think if I'd go without a whole week of walking in this shop, because it's like eye candy. You just walk in and like I can not buy I can just pick up quick gifts or come in for the chocolate.
Well, we do cater for chocolate.
Yeah, the
chocolate is very important.
What are those chocolates, those ones?
The ones in the counter.
Yes.
So they're Mayfield's chocolates. So Peter Mayfield, he has a couple of shops in the city, but these are all made in Spring Hill. He has won an award in Belgium. These are sort of proper gourmet chocolate. It reminds me of, because my partner Oscar is Swedish and I've been to Europe before we met, and if I ever see a chocolate shop, I have to stop and spend a ridiculous amount on good chocolate.
Okay.
I just do.
Yes.
And so to me, it made sense to get it in, and I had looked at it for a long time before we got it. So each flavour is about, it's like a fully encased little experience. So each flavour speaks for itself. And they're meant to be savoured. So he's won an award in Belgium and he's been making chocolate for over 26 years. So I think the key difference with qualities of chocolate is, with this type of chocolate, they don't use animal or vegetable fat. So the cocoa butter that they use from the cocoa bean is actually a lower melting temperature, so that when you eat it, it completely dissolves and you don't get that. So
you don't get anything in
you don't get that gumminess, that glugginess that you get from Cadbury's chocolate.
You could sit there and eat the whole lot.
Well, we could.
Yeah, definitely.
We should one day.
And for me, having all tummy issues, this doesn't upset my tummy at all.
No, and I do use you as an example. I don't mention names. Because we do have a lot of celiac.
I can't eat chocolate anymore.
No, and because the ingredients are more pure ingredients, so it's not packed with milk and all of the additives. So it's a very distilled version of cream that he uses to get that dairy in there. So it's very low dairy, which is why you can eat it. I'm the same, gluten-free. So without them being specific for dietary needs, they actually do tend to cater.
It's always such a great gift, for Michael, my husband, and stuff. I get those sort of for Valentine's Day and all those sort of things. He just loves them. And at Christmas time, the little
the plum puddings, the truffles.
The plum puddings. Oh my God.
I'm addicted to those.
My kids love them. They look for it now at Christmas time.
It's probably a good thing they only come out once a year.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful. So not just homewares and everything and gifts. You've got the chocolates. You've got other food things. It's beautiful the way you've just pulled everything together in here.
Thank you. Well, I figure it's about experience. It's about treats and experience and offering something that's a little bit exciting and inspiring and a bit enticing.
And you did mention just before about you were in the other shop, the smaller shop, which was when I pretty much
That's when we met.
Ran into you. And
You ran in all your gorgeousness.
craziness.
And said, "Where's Harvey?"
Yeah, where's the dog? Where's the dog? But then you decided to move from that space.
Yep.
How hard a decision?
I saw this on your question list.
How hard was that as a business owner that you're thinking, okay, we want to take that step? Like, what was all of that?
I mean, I consider myself an accidental business owner. It's not within my realm of, the business aspect of things is not what I am naturally drawn towards.
Yes.
It's just something I have to do now. Sort of, we're committed, and unfortunately, being a business owner, it's all of the above. A lot of business decisions are based on risk. So in order to, you've got to invest and put something in to get something out. It doesn't go the other way around. So unless you put something in, you're not going to get anything back. So moving locations was a bit of that. It was an opportunity for me to explore more of the ideas that I have always sat on that I wanted to do with the business. And so that meant risk. They're higher costs, and you don't know if that's going to pull off. So it was very scary.
Yeah.
It worked for us in that instance, so it was definitely a good thing to do.
Well,
but at the
it's
time,
still sort of the same precinct sort of thing. Like, yes, you came around the corner, but you're sort of more visual, I guess, here.
a bigger shop has been great, and plus it's enabled me to actually explore more of the interior side of things, which is where my heart lies. And I have actually always loved interiors. I've always loved my room, and I've, even when I was at uni, and you basically, you're living very low key, and you shop at IKEA, but
IKEA fits a purpose.
it does fit a purpose. Yeah, and it's actually
you can sort of do that. You can do that, but bring in some high end things or some well thought out stuff.
You can't when you're at uni, but
no, not so much at uni. Not so much.
Now
at
that
uni.
I'm an older grown up. Yeah. No, and that's it. Everything has its purpose, and I think what I'm more trying to nurture here is style, and because you can't be everything to everyone, I can't stock everything. In saying that, I can custom order, so I can work with clients individually and actually order in pieces specifically for them. So I do work on that basis a lot, because I obviously can't have everything in here that's going to meet everybody's interior needs.
Yeah, sure.
But interiors is definitely where my heart lies. So the bigger shop has enabled me to set that up and have more pieces, rather than in the little shop all I could fit in was a little couch, which I'm amazed I fitted that in, but we did. And an occasional chair, and this has just enabled me to open up.
Sometimes when people do that, they go from somewhere and then they grow. And sometimes it changes with that growth, whereas you've managed to keep what you started and the people that loved coming in to this shop, and now it just got better. It didn't sort of change the look of everything, didn't change the sort of the feeling you got. You haven't lost it in this bigger space. It's actually, if anything, it's bigger, it's more, and it's lovely. You know what I mean by that?
And that was actually a very scary thing as well, because over in the little shop I had artificial turf on the floor, which, way back 5 years ago when it did it, it was an unusual thing to do. And I sort of, that type of thing it's one of your points of difference, and it's a bit quirky and it's a bit unusual. Moving here, we couldn't do that same thing. We had to be a grown-up. So this is like a grown-up shop.
Oh no. Oh no.
And that's the thing, you don't know if it's going to pull off. And this shop is well over 3 times the size of the other one. So that's a lot of space to fill, and a lot of space to pull together. And it does evolve. So 2 years ago when we first opened in this shop doesn't look like it looks now. But then in 5 years' time, if we're still lucky enough to be going, whatever we are will be different again. But I think what it hasn't been intentional, but I think because I put a lot of me behind what I choose, and that's maybe why
it has.
I don't know. I don't like saying that's what it is, but it's not.
Of course it is.
The look of the business has always been behind. It's all in my head. I'm losing the ability to wing it, but so maybe that's what pulls it through. I don't always think that I'm pulling it off. So I have to. No.
It's like the duck with the legs
you feel
under
like
the
your
water.
little legs are going, at a million miles an hour. But
you certainly don't get that as a customer coming in and people that I bring that have never been here just want to keep coming back, even from the other side of town.
Yeah.
They love coming in.
And
so
that's beautiful to hear,
Yeah.
and that really is what sort of keeps you going.
That's it, yeah. That's what you do, and I guess what you aim for as well. So community, you mentioned community as well, and the Bayside area is a very community-driven place, isn't it? Like there's lots of things going on around.
Yeah, and it's a funny concept in the modern day, because modern society fights with the whole idea of what community is, and people get confused. So, but we are a whole heap of little independent shops. We don't have any big brand names here. But I think it's people get confused on what. So we rely on people shopping locally and having a shop's small mentality, and I think there's a lot of confusion about what that actually is. So to me, shopping local is about giving local a go first, and then if you can't find it, which sometimes you can't, then you go elsewhere, not the other way around.
That's such a strong thing. It's spoken about in my friends groups, within my family. Christmas time, we shop local, all of that.
And
before
you do,
we go out, but all the kids come.
Yes,
don't they?
yeah.
They've all been here. They've all been into the other shops.
Yeah.
Like
Your husband?
We come. Yeah.
I know his favourite chocolate flavour.
Yeah. yes. Those chocolates.
I had to bribe him while I was gift wrapping.
And that was that first Christmas when we were all back because of us travelling, and we were all back under the Christmas tree. It was your beautiful wrapping.
Aww.
So you know what I mean? Like
I remember that was over in the other little shop.
Yeah, it was just fabulous. Absolutely.
Oh,
so,
honey.
and Wynnum Up Late. That's something that I've loved coming back to, seeing it. I know that you've been personally involved in helping getting that up and going, or even starting it, and you put a lot of time. There's such a buzz. It happens.
It has grown momentum, and people do look forward to it. Yeah. And I've really pushed to not make it over familiarised, because people want to see it every month, but then it's not special.
Yeah.
So to have it just a couple of times a year makes it special and creates a reason for people to come.
Yeah.
Because we do, and we need to offer you something. So that's why usually we have, champagne and some nibblies, and each shop has something different.
Fashion parades.
We have the fashion parade.
Bands are playing.
We've had all sorts of things. We've had little pop-ups that are associated with our shops, and very specifically, and I know a lot of people would like market stalls bought into it, but we need to keep this particular event bricks and mortar, because there's other events for markets, and that for us, and because it's meant to showcase the bricks and mortar and the retailers that are actually here. So
I agree.
It's our aim, without preaching. I'm getting a little bit of that in here, but it's the intention is to showcase, because we get a lot of locals, and even after 5 years, and DBS, the men's shop here, was here for 73 years, and still people didn't know they were there. All of the shops have experienced this, where we have our own locals coming in, and every day we sign new people up to our database, and you go, oh, where do you live? Oh, just around the corner. So we get that all the time. So Up Late is specifically meant to showcase what we have here, and to encourage people that there is actually something exciting here, and something boutique and on offer. So that's its intention.
I love it.
And it has been growing momentum, which is fantastic. Yeah.
As someone that comes down, I just think it's great. And living away, I guess, coming back, I still sort of get a real buzz out of that.
And that feels like home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Wynnum did their very first Thursday night,
it was on a Thursday.
Shopping.
Yeah. Actually, the original ones were well over 8 years ago.
Okay.
So yes,
I'm talking about when I was a child. Thursday night
just
shopping.
normal shopping.
Working outside of those sort of 9 to 5 hours. They actually stayed open on a Thursday night, and I remember coming down. Dad brought my mum and brother down, and
all
down
the shops were open.
The shops stayed open. It was like, oh my goodness, we're out late. It's dark and the shops are open. It was huge.
And unfortunately, we have lost that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the nature of retail at the moment, with more going online, I don't know if it's accessible.
Okay, that's a great question. You're online too, aren't you?
I am online, but not aggressive, because to me it's always been about the physical experience coming in, because customer service is probably one of our most important things.
Yes.
And to me, I'm not an online shopper myself. So to me, you don't get that when you're online.
I guess you can get the ideas to say, come down. Like, yes, we've got some of this to do, come down, because you'll need to see that tone or that colour that the photo mightn't actually.
For the most part, yes,
Yeah.
and that's how I operate.
Sure.
I'm tactile, so I
Yes.
need to touch it, I need to see it. Colours are always different, so to me that's really important. But I think the nature of the world means people are getting less time, and so people want more and more convenience. And unfortunately, out in the big bad retail world, there's been constant sales. So it's actually broken down people's value systems, so that now they don't appreciate things. If they're buying things at full price, they think they're actually getting
Ripped off.
And so even if it's different products, the value systems of people have actually deteriorated. And I think online shopping is most primarily it's people's way of hunting down the cheapest price. So and then they just get so used to that idea. They can sit there at any time of night and get what they want. They just go straight to what they want.
Yeah.
So it's changed the nature of what a shopping experience actually is. So it's a changing world.
That's really, that's huge what you just said there, that people are after that sale because they don't see the value in it being that full price. They're waiting for things to go on sale all the time. So they're not talking about value there anymore, are they? It's just more that sale.
It's getting more for their money, which completely undermines the whole value of quality and what you're getting.
Yeah. Seeing the value in, okay, I really like that, but I'll get the cheaper thing because, but the value's not there.
No, and value is your expectations of what you're going to receive. So that's gotten very messy.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it goes from here, but it does make it, so as far as independent shops, it does make it very difficult. So, but you have to somehow figure out, so that's why we're online, where, you can't reinvent.
No, you've got to jump on and...
We do, and because we haven't been that aggressive at it, hasn't been my focus, it's not that successful.
Are you going to look at doing it more successfully though?
Oh, absolutely, so that we can sort of cover all of the facets of the market. So I still find it quite difficult because I'm just not an online shopper.
Yeah.
But the fact is, I think the percentage of the marketplace is actually increasing to online. So it is something you definitely have to look at. The same way that social media is now so very important. It's a tool that every business has to look at.
Yeah.
You have to look at it. Yeah. Everybody has to look at it.
Yeah.
It's not everything, but it's a tool. And so for me, the online shop is a tool, and it's something I have to
embrace, sort of.
I know.
As much as you can.
Yeah. So it's on the to-do list. Yeah.
So I guess this leads into another question about balance. So really, my question is about how
the whole life-work balance.
How you balance work and life. Yeah.
No, not so good at it, as you know.
Well, you're not unlike so many other people that they say, there really is no balance.
You say, I'll get to that next week, or I'll get to that, and I have to start doing this, and I have to start doing that. But at the end of the day, when the work needs to be done, and it's your business, and there's no one else to do it, you have to do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah, so...
everything else falls away.
It is, and that is something that I am self-professed,
so it's a constant
not
juggle?
good at.
Constant juggle.
It is a constant juggle, and it's something that I think is so important to figure out, which is, I guess, maybe why more of us need people like you, not people like you, beautiful souls like you, to help navigate that way, to try and... Because it's about prioritising, and so I guess... What I'm doing is
become part of your you can't lose yourself.
I'm prioritising one thing and getting very focused on that and forgetting to prioritise the more personal things. Yeah. Which is not a good balance.
No.
And it's definitely, I'm aware of it, but as yet I haven't achieved it.
So who's on your team to help you then? Do you surround yourself with people to help you?
I do. I
mean, that's important, right?
You do have to have, actually a good friend of mine said you have to have your tribe, and without saying, you know,
I
don't
know
like
tribe
jumping
is so
on.
overused. And
It is, but it is actually, it makes you think, and you know, you learn things over life, and you learn about toxic relationships, and you sort of filter out the bad and filter in the good, but you still, by nature, I'm sort of quite an isolated person, and I do have fewer friends, but they're more quality.
Yeah.
But you still, you know, they're all over the place, and I've realised that actually even through this business, I've met some most amazing people,
Yeah.
and you just get better at being intuitive about who are the good spirits, and you just let them around you.
That's good. That's life lessons too there, isn't it?
There are life lessons,
Yeah.
but there's life lessons everywhere. Yeah.
Look, on the beautiful women that I have been interviewing, and I asked that whole balance thing, and what's normal, and there is no normal. It is just doing the very best that you can do at the time.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and then,
Yeah.
yes.
And making sure that you try and don't lose yourself amongst it all.
Absolutely, and I think that's really important. And I think everyone has different levels of that.
Yes.
That relationship.
And you can be really bad at it for a while, but then something's going to pull you back in, that you're going to, your body, your spirit, everything is going to pull you and go, hold on, I need attention right now.
Yeah. I'm ready for the kick in the butt.
Yeah.
And the reminder. I need a reality check. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not the same when you own your own business, that you can go to work and walk away from it. Yes, you bring back the issues and problems, and you're working very, very hard. Your own business is nearly like a child, or it's you, it's part of you. So I guess do you lead with
that?
your...
Well, that's a funny dynamic too, because I think traditionally a lot of business people they're less emotionally involved. It's about making money, and I think what we're seeing, especially now, is a lot more people forging forward into business because they believe, or you know, there's something behind it, so they're a bit more emotionally invested, and that makes business a hard place to navigate because it's not an emotional place.
No.
So it is very.
See, you're a very smart woman.
Oh no.
Very smart woman. That's good. That's good information for people to know, especially if they're thinking of starting a business.
And
bricks and mortar.
Yeah, I think you have to be really aware, and I think there's still a way to do it, and you don't have to turn into a mercenary person to actually do it. But you've got to be aware that the dynamic, you know, traditionally making money does not involve anything emotional. Emotional decisions don't usually make you money. But there's a way I'm hoping, well, I'm 5 years in and I'm still doing it that same way. So lots of tears later. And you do, I'm sure there's a way to navigate it.
So do you, in life generally, or would you be able to say that you personally, so let's leave the business aside for a moment, lead with your heart or your head more? What do you think?
I think overall I'm probably, as a person, more heart-driven.
Yeah.
The head is definitely there. I give it different volumes.
Yeah. Good. Sometimes, yeah.
And I think personally too, that's the same thing. It's about finding the balance, because as a person you've got both influences, and it's about finding the different volume levels so that you know, so that you get the balance right, and you lead with both. I think everything's about finding the balance.
Yep.
Damn it.
Now, where's the balance? Where is it?
Yeah. And now that's our Psych 101.
So what do you do then that keeps you inspired and like, okay, so I walk in here and I get inspiration, and someone's asked me some questions because they're going to interview me, and they said, where do you get your inspiration from? And I said, actually, it's not one person, it's not a quote, it's actually looking through magazines, it's going to the beach, it's seeing movies, listening to I take in colour and things like that. So walking in here, I get inspired.
Oh,
that's because it's like, wow, you know, I like that sensory overload. I love that whole thing. So what does it for you?
It's hard actually, because by being here all the time, it's taken away that inspiration aspect. So I have to go outside. I'm a bit confused with all of that at the moment, so I'm struggling. I'm doing a lot and I'm forgetting to look outside and be inspired, and that's a struggle. So you do have to remember. Water has always been exceptionally important to me, but it is something that I'm not allowing myself to do that not allowing, but it just doesn't seem to come to the forefront. So that's actually a in your face, you know, you do need to make an effort and prioritise finding those things that inspire you, because without inspiration, life is actually really hard.
Yeah.
So
water as in the coast, or
the ocean and the water, being in the water.
We're pretty close.
We are
Maybe
pretty
it's dragging
close.
you. Maybe it's just dragging you.
I do like the waves.
Yes.
I do like the
The
waves.
bay is calm.
The bay is calm, and I do windsurf. However, I haven't done a lot of it in the last 5 years. So, you know, I haven't done a lot of that thing that I absolutely love doing.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, thanks for these life lessons.
Okay, that's all right.
Thank you for throwing it in my face.
So when are you the happiest?
That's a good question. I mean, I love my partner. I love my dog.
Yes. Oh,
it's actually,
Harvey Dog's not here.
No, Harvey Dog's...
I've missed him.
Harvey Dog's at daycare.
Oh, God bless him.
He's very overly
And I've been
pampered.
getting spoiled when I've been coming in lately. He
He's
brings
been
over
giving
those...
he gives you his toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're a
but-
chosen one now.
Oh, chosen one.
Yeah, yeah.
I just love it. I love it. And he gets a massage.
He hasn't had them for quite a while,
Oh.
but I know.
Is
Shame.
that neglect? Or
Yes, I
what?
think that's Harvey neglect.
Oh, my goodness. He's beautiful.
He would say it's Harvey neglect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the photos that you put up with you and Oscar and Harvey.
Oh, and you know,
They're
it's funny when it
beautiful
is just the
photos.
three of us. That does make me happy.
Yeah. Do you
yeah.
make time? Are you giving yourself time?
Not as much as I should.
Yeah.
And Oscar is a massive support, so he will come here after work and he'll help me get whatever done. So he works a full-time job and then comes and helps.
Comes and helps out too.
Yeah.
He's also pretty good on the red carpet.
yeah.
Last time
I
they had
know.
Wynnum up late. I think it was a Christmas
He
one.
has.
They had a little fashion parade, which they usually do at that shop just up the road here.
He's modelled for them quite a few
was
times.
modelling.
Yes.
Fantastic. Oh, that was the menswear shop.
Yes, which is unfortunately not with
Gone.
us. So his modelling career is over. He's had to grieve that. He's very upset.
Yeah. We'll have to do something about it.
I think he could still don a few scarves for Sobida or...
Oh, I think so too. Absolutely. Well, that pretty much sums up today. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you taking the time.
No, thank you for
And-
putting me on. Thank you for wanting to talk.
It's good because you are extremely insightful, and there are women out there that are in business that are not finding time for themselves, and not so. This is very important for them to hear it and to see how other people are going about doing things, and maybe they'll get some inspiration from you as well. Yeah. No, but it's true. That's I guess when I had the kids and they were young, I used to think that and they always said you're not alone. It's like, yeah, but I am. I'm in this house and I'm doing this and I'm getting. And then when you start like at a baby group or something like that, there are other mums that look completely different to you, come from completely different places. They're all going through the same thing.
Yeah, it's finding people going through the same experience. Yeah.
So this is why I'm doing this, to shine a light on beautiful people that are in business doing it and doing it well, but also to help other people get a bit of inspiration and see how it's working.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.